is J. Rothbell Sheckley, and I would like to thank Ronald and Nancy Reagan, the National Endowment of the Arts and Humanities, Teledyne Wah-Chang's Radioactive Fertilizer Corporation, and this station. This was a handout at Artquake, and it's an anti-ode to dull poetry, and it's called Official Boredom. Such short lines, siliconing sentences with dignifying silences, are a gray-templed inverse of canned laughter. So, you are solid as a bank branch, temporarily housed in a trailer. You are a voyeur, spectator through a filmy window. You are trying to tell our story so you can stay awake. You are sloppy seconds on culture, footnotes, fresh frontiers of flash-frozen, cliché-clotted idiom, the good line. Yes, you are faultless, meticulous, verbal needlepoint. It's lovely, baby, but I'm still hungry. I mean, I'm screaming, and you're chatting about a third cousin of a step-uncle of a whimper. Oh, hell, skip it, let's take a break, lick an arch and a sole, and frolic and rub grape jelly all over us on an August Greyhound bus nonstop through 2,800 miles of gas, food, phone. Listen to the deal. I give the whole strip show, leash and lever, pores and all, no paperwork. So do ditto unto me, get it? Only the lover in me derives from the Latin. I spit, I squirm, I fist, I adore, I pedestal, I kiss, and whatever. We gotta get a core sample, see? If we angry, if we ecstasy, we gotta come back with the oily lowdown. We gotta get the news. Tell it, Mr. Mature Talent, about how now you need no Greek illusions, you lucky brown cow to attain academic success. Yeah, sing that song of committee-approved art, moon, June, buffoon, checkmark, strophe. But leave me out. I say, if we're a pond where no rocks are thrown, if we're a rumble seat in a no-orgasm zone, then everything they say about poetry is true. It's lilies, it's adolescent, it's cute. Hallmark McEwen does one kind, and geriatric violet growers do the other. But of course, like cooking, the few men who do it better. Sure, we all should be voluptuous with learning. We should be cunning linguists each, pompous of the soul, a Tolstoy pumping gas and admired as a whale in a shot glass. Oh, we must, we will participate as though our lives depend on it, because our lives depend on it, and we do. So let's do some mental 69, blow each other's minds, be characters we're almost scared and hysterically thrilled to introduce ourselves to. I mean, your stuff is lovely, baby. It's real good, but I'm still painful hungry. Breakdown on the bread mold blues. Table for one. Vacuum sealed the night before at Denny's. You had noodly hash browns, doormatted corned beef, black muffins lubed with disinfectant, coffee resembling itself only in color, and you thought, this is the life. While you ignored other customers to peruse torture and other mass-produced horror jigsawed among the daily hardware ads. Tired, bored with the threat of gizzard-broiling weaponry, you returned to your carpet, ready to kick mort vivant, the bleating Siamese. But there it lies in the bathroom, murdered by nothing but bad luck. No explanation, Jack, it's just dead. And damn, you say, why'd you die? I'm not gonna cry over you, you cat. What do I care? What was I supposed to do? And it lies there, the miserable thing, not a yowl out of it, and two still chunks behind it that were yesterday's food. No point beating it. No place to bury it. No good leaving it to corrupt the morning. You pick up the corpse. It feels like a jointed wooden snake. You put it in a paper sack that's printed with this horrendous smiling lady with beauty shop hair and this slogan, how your grocery is your friend. A sound from the bag startles you. The cat settles like canned beans. Out with it. You leave the door open. The sack snugs between Sunday papers in the middle garbage can. What did you expect? Awake? Death is nothing. Garbage. No Westerner ever gave souls to cats. We humans are officially different. Garbage. You wipe your palms on your knuckles. You go inside where nothing squawks at you. Garbage. Damn cat. Next evening, you let somebody recognize you. You don't go home that night. You're ready to believe anything. Regenerate me! You awaken in a room papered with snapshots of your new friend among red and blue umbrellas, among strangers in white jeans. The more you look, the less you know. Who was that last night? What is all this? Earth Idioms, Human Emotional Technology, 107. I love you is the most mutable euphemism, often used as an interjection during frustration, fear, joy, and the mating ritual. I love you is chosen over more specific communications to avoid analyses which dissipate the passions. I love you is a phrase believed to be a sentence. Humans believe love is a verb, yet the object is informed customarily and apparently necessarily. A moot point at best. I love you is allowed in normal usage in place of the following. You are my property. Stay with me. I have no identity. Ralph, I'm coming. Let's get married to one another. I'm suicidal. You are related to me. I am attracted to you. I am used to you. Don't be afraid. Let's fuck. I'm lonely. Look at me. Can you stand me? Calm down. These, of course, like I love you, are vague common talk found in pair bonders, speech patterns. Related electroencephalographic memory and stress studies will be discussed in the next chapter. Kinetic energy in dimes. A Portland pistachio backer received 600 unsettling codophone messages. Pacific Northwest Bell traced the calls to the bank tower basement. In the pay booth, Portland police apprehended an iridescent, fire-tongued gorgon as she opened a kilo sack of dimes. The packer was informed of this. In connection with the incident, he was photographed. His name appeared in several newspapers. He knew why this had happened to him. He kept a pile on his countertop that mixed Visa bills with the secrets of girls. The packer became concerned about the quality of his toothbrush. He arranged into categories the ads on laundromat bulletin boards. He drew expressions on jelly beans. He mailed 6-foot lengths of computer carbon paper to former Kansas City friends. His scalp felt funny. He bought a wall full of second-hand hardbound books with one-word titles, including Impressionism, Prisons, Ostriches, History, Truth, Engineering, Love, and Arizona. In his bathroom, he installed a loud condom dispenser. On a bus, he lied to a small boy about a giraffe. His birthmark darkened. Everything smelled like bubble gum. Now he is a management consultant for Corncob Fork Knobs. But Saturdays he is still turnstile mechanic at Scorpio Adult Flicks. His number is 503-233-2653. His name is Merle. Tear-jerk Mule and Andy. My handkerchiefs are always soaked. It takes 2 quarters to dry them. I play the red banner on the border dune, waving goodbye. It's easiest like this for you to ride your mule away. I have reveled holding your hand, and listen, I was not walking you to the door. When I threw myself on my knees before you, you saw only a very short person. I am not so small, and wait, I have hiking boots. I adore muleback rides. But these are old promises from the wrong person. Yes, I have watched you spinning, so handsome in the brass revolving door. I've watched the suitcases filling slowly with shirts I gave which do not fit you, books you may never read. The inaccurate delivery of my love is huge. You can't keep any more of it. You need room for the atlas. The suitcases are closing now, like ancient giant clams. I have one more gift I call here. It's magical. No, you cannot take it. No, the revolving doors spin faster. I see you in there, now 6 of you, and now a new solid, a donut of beautiful being. Imagine the middle of that. I imagine the unnatural spun embrace where you become a projectile. You are spit out by your own leaving force centripetal, and your luggage propels you far towards the desert's far side. Years ago, I enrolled in a love letter class. The matchbook cover read, "Write to Andy." There was a commercial art sketch, and I sent it the coupon. Andy wrote back, "A+," the printed notice said. "For $49.95, you can make people love you." I think it was rigged. After all, I can't type. I can barely hold a pen. Truth is, I am quadriplegic. With my lips, I had put just an X on the form, which wasn't much, but it seemed to Andy to hold such meaning. I mailed my check right off. But now I suspect that didn't help. I can still see the 3 of you, the mule, the luggage, flying swift above all the dunes. The wind has stopped. The banners are limp. That's me, still gussied up in banner red. Such an outfit. I guess I could go out. I could even head down to the wheelchair bar. This minute, I don't quite feel like it. The 100-year-old woman. Open house. It's a birthday party for the 100-year-old woman. Her great-granddaughter is diapering the baby. The granddaughter in the wheelchair cuts the cake. The reporter is checking his light meter. Wow! The 100-year-old woman's face is so many wrinkles that her cheeks are almost round again and a new kind of smooth like muslin. Flash! Now in the Haledale Sentinel by the pharmacy ads, she'll be smiling like that. A yellow dress, a fragile skeleton, a trellis hung with veins. Time to go. Wasn't the punch wonderful? Wasn't the family congenial? And the house. Charming, tidy, humane, tasty, wasn't everything? A greeter's assembly line shakes her narrow hand en route to the Dutch door. That's me there, behind that guy saying happy day and good luck like she just married the Grim Reaper. Oh, now it's me holding her blue filigree hand and I'm saying, I think you're beautiful. May I visit you soon? That's how I became lovers with the 100-year-old woman. The next day, I brought over a purple flowering shrub. She introduced me to her 82 houseplants, plus fringed valances woven with heavy silver thread and several dozen photos of her children, grandchildren, great, etc., and the closet where she'd saved things for the kids until she found it was herself who wanted egg crates and lame scraps. Nobody had given her African violets in years, she told me over tea and dietetic cookies. The 100-year-old woman is just fantastic. They can call me senile, she said, but anymore I'm not scared of truth. That's all my trouble. So I carried her 85-pound pewter hair self to the real linen sheets. In bed, she giggles like a music box. She tells wonderful stories. Mail order. I have no one to talk to enjoy the 3 ultimate channels of love in these sublimely humanoid bodies. I am lonely and tired and wish someone would comfort me. Just fill out the coupon below. Friendship is useless if I must ache. Betty and Roseanne are fully reconstructible. Those I care for are far and scattered. You can pack them up and transport them anywhere. I pretend I have a lover who holds me all night. Order them with vaginal power pack and receive a 6-month supply of Lubricream. When I close my eyes, I see her long back, but never her face. So you can partake of these love channels again and again, no matter how powerful your desire. My head hurts in the mornings. If for any reason you are displeased with Betty or Roseanne, just send her back to us for a full refund. I wake at night to that sick light. Sick. Alone. Implosion. Hey, listen! A woman imploded yesterday at the 3rd and Main bus shelter. I was there. One moment she's staring down the street, hair all set like girls used to for dates, and the next minute there's just burnt stuff on the sidewalk. Petals like a broken balloon. Funny smell to it. The news blames a miscalculation. Like a broken balloon, I said. Ever light a match to one? It's all busted up like it was never anything. I took some while everyone was hollering, and if you want, I've got it in this bag. I take it out and look at it a lot. I mean, it could happen to anyone, really. There's times I feel it's going to, like when I'm watching somebody and they're driving away, you know? You're not going. Well, busy. Right now, sure, see you. Hey, Pat, just fine. You hear about that lady that imploded? No, smack on the sidewalk? Yeah, and they called it a miscalculation. I was right there. Another self-service shoe. You see a young man decorated with copper pot hair and a blue neon mountain vest. Your blood redistributes. Excuse me, you say, but your hair color distinguishes you from anyone. And now that I see your minty eyes up close, I know I have something for you. This figurine was carved in the south of Africa 3 generations ago. The neck is wrapped with silver. The shield is real hide. Come home with me. His fingers curl around the white metal. Capillaries burst in your cheeks. Next Sunday, his hair is carpet your bathtub. What a fine young man. Why is he going to Amsterdam without you? I will, you say, weave a house for you out of seaweed. And he says, yeah, I saw the kelp bales out back. Come outside. You stand barefoot on the snow sidewalk. He slaps you in the face twice to make sure you heard, adding, get this straight. That isn't how the world works. And whistling, he dances toward your house to finish his pancakes. On the flannel sky, his hair, stoplights, 9 Buicks. Something shuts and traffic fills your ribs. Behind you, a red silk pirate walks his Doberman. Pardon me, he says. His eyes iron your ideal earlobes. Again, he opens his mouth. A fork falls out. You run sick, but you're not too sick for the smell of pancakes. Your hand is on the table, laid out beside the plate. The pirate is ringing the doorbell. In your chest, 9 drivers read paperbacks on slapping. Cocktails, topless dancers, cocktails. Just 3 months since my fall from grace, I'm senior waitress at this place. When I'm set loose at 2:45, there's no bar left to wait on me. Under my fingernails, cigarette dirt, beers and grenadine on my shirt. I wish that welder a heart attack while I call his whiskey water back. He laughs, sit on my face a while. A sales rep asks me, can't you smile? Brand new blisters like a blade in my shoe. Pats on the ass, a bullshit I love you. The dancer twirls 3 neon dots. The millwright mocks what she is not. She gets burnt out or away to Nome. He goes amorous, broke, to bed alone. Under my fingernails, cigarette dirt, beers and grenadine on my shirt, brand new blisters like a blade in my shoe, pats on the ass, that bullshit, I love you. My self-improvement campaign. You can see for yourself how nice and smooth I am. Let me tell you how I did it. This morning I woke up scratching at a large wartish callus which started under the ring Mary gave me. Finally I sat up and gave a pull at it with my fingernails. It came right out of my finger like a good-sized piece of lint. I flicked it into the ashtray. The hollow left in my finger was a pleasant white crater. Next, I picked off that mole that bothers me, and after that, I picked off all the hairy regions on my arms. Then I evened all that off so the surfaces were as smooth and white as steamed cod. I picked off a large area around my cuticles, and then I did the calluses and uglier convolutions of my feet. At first, I didn't know quite what to do about enlarged facial pores, so I used my thumbnail to slit a line at either side of my nose and was able to pull the skin off toward the ears like a pad. I put all this in the ashtray, too. It was heaped high. Well, I got up and admired my work full length in the bathroom mirror. I took off the T-shirt and underpants and picked off a few more moles and looked at myself and tore off 2 bruises and evened off the skin. And then I thought, why not? I dug my nails into the whole sexual apparatus. It wasn't easy, dense as a hunk of plasticine clay. When I had almost given up, it fell into my palm. I dropped it into the bathroom bowl, slapped the water, and it capsized. I flushed the toilet. Later on, I was having some lemon yogurt when I felt this surging pressure all over. I had just enough time to stand in the mop bucket. It wasn't too clean, but I think you'll agree it was the thing to do. In a minute, the bucket was full of blood. I knew drinking it wasn't the way to go, so I put in the bath plug, lay down in the tub, and poured the blood over me. It's like I'm basting in it. When it starts getting a film across the top, I kick my feet, break it up. I guess the landlord has a grievance if I stay in the tub, but he'll just have to suffer. I'm finally the way I want to be. I don't want to be bothered with petty problems that a little navel jelly can fix. Moving day. I remember when I first moved into you. You were constructed even better than the landlord's tour let on. Your moldings were hardwood and, for some reason, precision dovetailed. Your spine did need some bracing, but while placing supports, I found 3 small leaded glass windows, odd greens and russets. When I lugged my mattress into your lips, I was uncomfortable. The sills were a red I wasn't used to, sort of birch buds. I didn't know where to plug the reading lamps. After 4 months, my crates arrived from Ohio. I hammered bookshelves into your heart. I sanded down your brain and put my own blue enamel on it. I paste-waxed your hair and invited my friends to come sit in it. It wasn't me who dropped the cigarette. That is, I doubt it. After half a year, floors began to creak. Then I started to find things. A yard of dental floss around the faucet. Unidentifiable cat food in Gubbanall's bowl. Night laughs caked in the long veins. And once, sweeping your right ear, I found wine glasses. I took my raincoat and left for the weekend. By Sunday, plaid curtains were up on your rib cage, russet and green. All night I drove past your shoulders, wondering if my couch, my tent, or my aspirin were still in there. Mixed. I have mixed feelings about you, Sherry. Hold this anvil, will you? Why, just this morning I was thinking how delightful it would be if the 2 of us got together and I smashed your skull with a baseball bat. But really, right after that, I'm certain I'd follow the whole recipe in the first aid book I'd accidentally bring, and I'd fly doctors from Zurich to your private hospital room, fragrant with a dozen roses I leave each day when I drop by to read you the classics and take care of any new expenses. I'm mixed about you. Just what is this tacit agreement we have? If your fiberboard ticker depended on it, you still couldn't love, by which I don't mean to say you aren't sensitive, gentle, and brilliant. It's just that I have mixed feelings, very mixed. I can't wonder and wonder whether to see you. That's why I'm asking you up on this old pier and to hold this anvil I'm tying to you. I'm going to push you into the rat-infested sewage as soon as I tighten this strap across your shoulders. Is that too tight? Say, would you be willing to make love for a few hours? We could talk and stuff, okay? You like me, right? I have oysters for us and some wine. My friend, I never meant you any harm. The Reality Cafe. You'd never guess it's awful as it looks. All these big white cars outside make you ignore the B on the door. Far as I know, the place has no name. I call it the Reality Cafe because it says cafe in orange out front and realty above that for the slickos upstairs with keys to the white cars. The Reality Cafe serves what you get everywhere. Salty, lubed, frozen food. It's cheap because nobody grew it. Labs stir it together years after it's mined. Friday, I dragged me onto one of those red Reality Cafe stools. I was hungry, and I sure was sad. Louise, she's the cook there. I said, Lou, what you got that's good? And she says, beats me what you're thinking, kid. But this place is just like any other. What we got, and what we don't, we don't. She turns this window blind back of hers, chunks a bowl of brine on the counter, and when this chromium spoon stops at my elbow, she announces, here's your soup.
The poet dies in the corpse's arms. The ending of the podcast. We know how all poets die in this side of the corpse of the muse. Death. Poet. Oh, the corpses revolve. The corpse makes love to the dead poet. Oh!
We wish to thank the federal government, the state agencies, the cameraman who didn't show up.
Is that the first time you've done that?
Yeah, he doesn't know how to do this.